Hi everybody, I'm Alan Arthur from VKG Media. I am your host and the GM for a wonderful little D20 modern-ish kind of sit-down role-playing game that I play with some of my buddies that we call The Rift. We play it live on stream right here on Twitch every Wednesday night from 7 to 10 Mountain Time. Now this is going to be an edited special edition of Episode 1. Why would I edit the very first episode? What makes it so special? I cut out the first hour and 16 minutes because there's no sound. Yeah, that's right. Our very first stream, right out of the box, there's no audio for the first hour and 15 minutes or so. So that's all being cut out. I don't think you'll miss too much, although there was some really cool stuff, but what can you do? So this is going to pick up when we got the audio issue corrected, and coming back from our midway break, I'll give a little bit of a recap of what's gone on so far and who's who and kind of who's doing what, and we'll go from there. So my apologies. Oops, that ought to cover it. So sit back and enjoy, I hope, the second half of Episode 1 of The Rift. I'm Alan. We'll see you soon.
Mature content warning. The following webcast will occasionally contain strong language and mature situations, which may be unsuitable for children, unusual and twisted humor, which may be unsuitable for adults, and loose game mechanics, which will be unsuitable for rules lawyers. So, strap in, hold on, and suck it up, princess. This is The Rift.
Is it to me? Okay. Hi, everybody. So it looks like we're having more fun with technology, kind of kicking our ass today. So apparently, for whatever reason, we weren't broadcasting audio through the first hour or so of our game. So I'm going to give a little recap on that. And I'm going to reintroduce everybody so you don't know who the hell anybody is. And John's going to pull up something. Would you pull up for me the house rules? So since I don't have it handy here. So hi, I'm Alan. I'm your GM. The guy waving to you, that's Tyler. He's playing Quinn.
I fixed it.
John, the beard.
The beard.
Wow, thanks.
Well.
Is he your
Okay,
beard,
we have to give his beard's a lot more epic than mine.
No, that's not what I was saying.
And mine is actually, I would say mine is actually number 4 in the epicness of beards here. Yours is actually more developed than mine, Ty.
Really?
I'm thinking it might be. I don't
know.
I'm just gray. Thanks.
I have to shave this away, so I mean, it's not. I don't know.
I still think he looks like Will Wheaton, and I'm gonna. So Tyler's playing Quinn, medical man.
No.
Kai, close enough. John is playing Kai, who was the supervisory custodian for Denver Public Schools. And then we have Jack, who's a very bad man and does a bunch of illegal things. Well, it turns out that they are all actually, Kai and Jack are sleeper agents, what's called a legend, in that they are agents for the Department of Homeland Security, but they were conditioned in such a way that they weren't aware that they were. So all this really cool stuff that we just did, nobody heard any of it.
It was so cool.
It was amazing. I was so proud of myself. When I'm writing this stuff, I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. People are going to be going, oh. Not so much.
Seems like a philosophical question, almost like if you stream and nobody can hear what you're saying.
Oh man, and I had a couple really good dick jokes in there too. I'm really kind of depressed about
We
this.
all got one in there.
That's what she
No
said.
pun intended.
So, you know her too. I could totally make a joke about my ex-wife right now, but I won't. I won't. Bad Ellen.
Yeah.
We'll have to edit that out later. Where was I? So we have. Do you have the house rules?
I do.
Don't have.
Do you want to read them?
Yeah, I'll read them.
Okay.
Okay, so we really don't have a lot of rules. We have 2 house rules. Okay, first one is that on a natural D20 when we roll to figure out if we can do something here, when we roll a natural 20, it's an automatic critical hit
Or critical success, yes.
or critical success. Unlike D20 or other, like D&D like stuff, we don't roll to confirm the crit. And in fact, it is a make it happen kind of, we describe what happens with our critical. So it's not like we're finding the result off of some random table. We decide for ourselves, okay, this is exactly what I want to happen as a function of my critical hit.
Like Americans.
America. Fuck yeah.
The other house rule that we have is that on the opposite end of the spectrum, when we roll a natural 1, we automatically fail, but we're playing by a 3-strike rule, and that's per session. Okay, so the first 2 natural ones, they're auto fails, but it doesn't really have
They're not life threatening.
yeah, it doesn't have disastrous consequences. However, on the 3rd natural 1, not only is it a critical failure, but our wonderful game master gets to tell us what our punishment is. There's some other little things that are just kind of a function of the way that we run the game. We have action points that we can spend. They come with our characters. We don't earn any more unless we do something that the GM decides we need a reward for something.
If they do something that's freaking metal,
Now, the cool thing about the action points is that we can use them in a to enhance our rolls.
they have to declare that they're going to use action points and how many action points before they make the roll. And they can't take it back. So even if they rolled a natural 20, those action points are still burned.
And then the last one.
Oopsie.
Wow, that
Ladies
keeps
and
coming up.
gentlemen, John the Beard, big round of applause.
The last one is that we all have fate points that we can use once per session. Once we use it, it's gone. If we don't use it in the session, it doesn't accumulate. It doesn't roll over to the next session. But that fate point allows us to undo a horrible mistake, or as I like to call it, a fuck up.
Do over.
So those are our house rules.
Those kind of awesome. And I do run a pretty loose game because it's more about telling the story and having some fun with it. I am really bummed that the first hour is just
Well,
Hey, what are you
Charlie
gonna do?
Chaplin.
you know what we should do is recap a little bit more, because although my character and Roy's character went in this kind of knowing, we absconded with
Good word.
an unwitting
You really
civilian.
did. I mean, come with me or you'll die.
Yeah.
It's very much like.
So
Yeah. I
Quinn
will
was
come.
with
I'm sorry.
his the professor that he works for or worked for, Jane Alexander. She was actually the team leader, and in the first
Big shoes to fill.
15 minutes of
Yeah.
the thing, she took 3 large, like the diameter of this pin, but about 1.5 long, crystal shards into her chest. It was a good group too, just so you know. I had 2 19s and an 18 that I rolled.
Oh well. Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh wow.
so they're about a couple inches were sticking out of her chest, and 2 or 3 were sticking out of her back. So they were pretty big horking things. And then they dissipated in pure energy. The guy that took the shot, Jack, as he was running away, Jack rolled natural 20.
Nat 20.
And what did you do?
Took his head off.
Blew his freaking head off with a 10mm hollow point.
Yeah.
As he's approaching the bad guy, the weapon, for whatever reason, destroyed itself. He actually did trigger self-destruct.
So wait, the needles dissipated.
The needles are gone too. The crystals.
I saw that.
No,
I didn't see that. Okay, so.
Well, because we had to leave her body and get back to our.
I did grab her
Control
phone
bunker
on the way out
yeah.
though, just because I was like, okay, she was talking to this when all this weirdness happened, and it feels weird looting a dead body, but I think I'm gonna need this, so I took it.
So you took what?
Jane's phone. I said that really quickly,
Yeah,
but I think
she-
you were busy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So prior to all of that action, Kai was at the Museum of Natural History with the Denver Public School, West High School, their juniors and seniors, kind of their, what would you call it,
Their AP students.
their AP students were out taking a look at a really cool display that the Chinese government had sent that came from the Gobi Desert. I know I kept saying Mongolian Desert
Yeah.
earlier, but it's actually from the Gobi Desert that the Chinese government had sent over to the United States, specifically here to Denver, so that additional professors from the CSU and CU campuses could assist in doing some research on it. This, I'm going to describe this, what the shard looks like a little bit better. It's about the size of a legal sheet of paper, so like 11 by 17, and it's sheared off on one corner. It's greenish. It's got a dark greenish hue, but when you were looking at it, you noticed that it was, every once in a while, it was like pulsing, and it would have streaks of pink that would kind of shoot through it.
So my character didn't see it, but like, was it translucent or did it have like a core?
Yeah, you
that
said it
could
was
see
kind
through?
of like dark green
Dark green
glass.
glass.
Yeah, it's like a dark green glass.
Okay.
It was engraved.
And one of the things that Kai would have picked up is that when you heard all the professors talking about all this weird thing, it actually holds an electric charge, and out over a period of time, it will rebuild that charge. They were also talking about
The three languages on it.
the three languages that are on it. There's Chinese. There's something that might be Anasazi, and then there's some other. What that might be, it's kind of like, as he described it, kind of a
Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. But it also, you don't speak Chinese, do you?
No,
Okay.
I've seen enough things
Does
that
he
I
know-
know that it's an Asian glyph-based language.
Does he know definitively that it was Chinese, or could it have been
From
Japanese or
the
Korean, or...
from the display and whatnot, yes, they said that that there is Chinese. There's something that we suspect might actually be a written form of the ancient Anasazi. There's theories that it might be Anasazi.
Mm-hmm.
How would the Anasazi from the American Southwest be on an ancient crystalline tablet in the Gobi Desert with Chinese on it? And the third language, though, is anybody's guess. Nobody has the slightest idea. It doesn't even look like anything known to man.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I saw when I was in the museum was that there was this old man, presumably Chinese. He was in a wheelchair. He went to go see this tablet, but he was surrounded by 5 bodyguards, and one of them was kind of dressed up like he thought he was some kind of army ranger or something, because he had his kind of utility like uniform, but he was also wearing this beret on him. Well, the weird thing that happened is that when we got our call and we were going over to meet up with our CO and she was shot, I didn't actually see who was shooting, but when I turned to see where it was coming from, that's where I noticed somebody in a car, and the guy in the beret was in that car as they were driving away.
Okay. And prior to that, Jack had received a call from basically his contact with the triads, saying, hey, we need you to pick up 3 guys and a package and transport them to the other side of town where they're going to kind of go into their underground. But we need you to do this. Well, it turns out that the shooter that killed their team leader was his contact, Wu.
Was Woo. WTF, Woo?
Woo, woo, woo.
God, that was awful. That was worse. That was
Additionally,
worse than the joke that nobody heard from me.
That was pretty bad. That was, I'm not gonna lie.
additionally, Wu talked about his boss, Mr. Panlow, several times. I think Mr. Panlow was the guy in the wheelchair.
Actually, you know,
If that's even his real name.
you know that Pan Lo is well into his 80s. You've never seen him, but you know he's well into his late 80s, and you know that he is in a wheelchair.
So after our team leader Jane was assassinated, that's when we absconded with her assistant. Or I told him to get into the truck.
Come with me if you want to live.
Right.
Come with me if you want to live.
We went back to the high school where our secret lair is, if you will.
I called it a forward operating
Batcave.
base.
So the Batcave. It's actually a former Cold War era fallout shelter bunker built into the basement of the high school. We've since converted it. We have a lot of gear in there that we were trying to collect
It was all
together.
pre-positioned for them.
And that's kind of where we're picking up now. I think one of the things that we missed is that when we started out, we didn't know exactly what Jack was, other than the fact that he was going to drive somebody around. When we started out, my character Kai was known only as.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What? I swear that sounded like someone taking a bong hit. I mean, we're in Colorado, so anything's possible.
I looked over too, like, what is going on?
Like, hey, man.
I tried pouring some water, but it was
No,
really
go ahead.
loud.
Now that I know what it was, I'll be honest, because I couldn't see. I thought. So our producer Joey, we'll get him on camera later. Our producer Joey's back there behind the monitor watching all this madness, and I'm like, is she
Excuse me
taking a bong
second.
rip?
Right.
Just takes a huge rip.
Nice.
Welcome to Colorado.
I'm going to hell, and they're all coming with me. It's okay. I know the bartender. I've got a reservation.
Nice.
So you were saying.
Go to heaven for the weather and hell for the company.
So Kai Moore, my character, was at the time known to be a custodial supervisor. After our two characters were sleeper agents, they were activated. It turns out that why don't you tell about your character?
Yeah, it turns out that him and I have been working together for many, many years. And upon activation, we immediately recognized each other. We were on the same team, and we had the same team leader. So it was an immediate, like, let's get to work.
And you're a master sergeant?
That's right.
Former master sergeant?
Master Sergeant in the U.S. Army.
You're a warrant.
Yeah, I'm a chief warrant officer from the Army. Now, turns out my
Oh,
character's
you're an officer.
No. A warrant officer, not a real life officer. Don't fly a desk.
Whoa, easy there, Timbo.
Do not salute the warrant officers.
Actually, no, that's horse hockey. Warrant officers are rated
That's right.
salute.
Warrant
Well,
officers are
but in
awesome.
the Army, they don't want to be saluted because they don't want to be shot. So don't salute the warrant officers.
Hey, right quick, can somebody check the chat? Are we having any issues in the audio in the chats?
I have two text messages from
Same
two
there.
reliable sources that were good.
Sweet.
Okay.
And
You
normally I
missed-
wouldn't
I'm
do
just
that.
telling you missed a couple really good dick jokes earlier.
Yeah,
so he's a warrant officer from the 160th Special Operations Wing, and he was a ranger. And
I'm a
Jane,
scientist, and this is all Greek to me.
yes.
because I've
So
never
he's a
been
legitimate
aware.
scientist.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not.
the character. I'm talking about the character.
Okay, yes.
Quinn here.
You're just kind of a lap schmuck at this point.
Yep.
So
I'm going to get drunk next week.
right.
Um,
So now we're trying to
Next week,
pick this up from where we left off without sound to now that we have sound. And are we ready now? Do
Okay,
do we think we've
everybody
covered
caught up?
everything?
I think so. I have a question though. Speaking of fate points, I would have wanted to have I put it in my character sheet like a longboard or something because it's mobile transportation that I can carry.
Your
with me.
skateboard?
Yeah. Do I have it with me, or did I leave it, or you're gonna roll for it? Okay. Could come in handy later. I don't know.
Now you've got it's at home because you were riding around with Dr. Jane,
Makes sense.
which is really
Okay.
sad that you didn't take her car because she had an Audi A8. But I digress.
Damn.
Better than my Chevy.
Dr.
I guess next
Alexander
time-
to you, sir.
I guess next time I should steal my dead boss's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hang out with this group. Yeah, get ready to jack some stuff. All right, so you guys are picking up the game now that everybody is all caught up. They missed some cool shit.
It's
They
okay.
did.
We'll have plenty more.
Yeah.
You are in your
No shortage.
your secret lair. So they have been given their. They're part of an organization called SPEAR, which is the Special Purpose Emergency Action Response Team, which is a covert and clandestine organization within the Department of Homeland Security. So upon activation, they now have credentials identifying them legitimately as supervisory special agents of the Secret Service, because the Secret Service is now underneath the Department of Homeland Security. So you guys have your credentials, you have your initial gear. It has been requested that Quinn, or you were suggesting that Quinn might want to be debriefed by the powers that
Yeah.
be.
So
Briefed
when we were on scene, and just after Jane had been assassinated, I received a call, and it was from our control. They asked, what happened, because suddenly she's no longer appearing, and we're not even sure how they know that she died. But my Kai confirmed that yes, she is indeed dead, and control said that I had to take her assistant with us. So I told him to.
The instruction was to take custody of it.
Right.
yes.
So I assumed that once we got back there, that they would probably want to talk to him, and we haven't yet actually contacted control to make sure.
Okay. So from that point,
That's right.
game on.
Cool.
So we've just arrived at the operating base. Next, we need to check in with control
Right.
and get further instructions.
Did you guys already take notes from this?
Yes.
did.
Okay, I'm just gonna circle what I'm planning on taking then, because I'm not gonna take the SMG because I'm not crazy. I'm like, what is this crap that's happening to me?
He's gonna wish that he had.
Just give it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my out loud voice?
I'll rock 2 SMGs.
Oh, jeez.
I took 2 weapon proficiency just for it.
Oh my god.
Well, you got 2 10 mil handguns now.
Are they
Yeah.
even like? Are they even like one-handed weapons? These SMGs or?
There's a handgun. A submachine gun is typically
The Mac 10 or what is it?
it's an MP10.
Yeah,
And
so
It's
I thought
typically
it
a
was two.
two-handed weapon.
Take the.
But he's gonna go Rambo
So-
and go really.
Somebody played too much Call of Duty.
Take that akimbo feet.
Oh.
A little too over anxious.
I'm gonna be very drunk next week. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So you guys are in there. He's kind of rooting through. You see Quinn is kind of looking
Like-
through Jane's locker,
Kind
and
of losing you a little bit there.
Oh, here.
See Jane Ryan.
Let me just snuggle up next to my buddy.
Yep. Trust me, you're gonna want to stay close.
Where are we going?
Well, let's see what control wants to do first.
Okay.
So,
Also, I don't have your guys' names, and this is really weird.
my name's Kai.
Okay.
That's
Kai.
Jack.
Jack.
Right now, that's all you need to know.
Fine. Okay. Sure. Let me just go through my dead boss's things, I guess.
Her locker.
Jesus.
You did mark this as mature because
yes, it is marked.
I'm inclined to once in a while blurt out some things that may not be acceptable
I
for
was
all
gonna
age
say,
groups.
we can say whatever we want. This is the internet, so you didn't have to censor yourself earlier. You could have said fuck if you wanted to. Just.
Wow, language. I know the hypocrisy. I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Okay, so
already have a folding pocket knife, but I'll take the multi-tool.
so while he's going through her inventory, I'm going to open up my tablet and contact control and find out what we need to do.
Down
from
here,
there.
you guys actually have a communication suite.
Oh, okay. So we'll go over and
This is if you go up there. I should clarify. After you go down,
Guess I'll take the fixed blade.
about 5 to 10 seconds after you go down the stairs into the bunker, the door upstairs closes and the lockers that cover it swing back into place.
okay, so we're sealed in effectively.
Yeah, but you also know that you have 2 ways out.
Sure. But we're secure now.
Yeah,
So we
this
can-
is as secure a location as you can get. This is basically like being inside of a bank vault with,
Okay.
with all the goodies that you could want. You have satellite communications. You have a couple computer terminals. Not only do you have, excuse me, access to all of the internet at access speeds that you only could dream of, and pick
Okay.
a communication gizmo that you could want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually take the Glock and like make sure nobody's looking because I don't even know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm gonna like sneak it like into my pants and try and like.
There's an inside the waistband holster with it.
There. All right, I will try and figure out how that works really quickly while I'm trying to make sure nobody sees me.
And as you're going through all this, you see another badge that's has her picture on
Yep,
it
I'm taking
and
it.
identifies her. It's her picture. I'm just clarifying.
I know. I'm taking it because I don't know what else is happening, so I figured take all the clues I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Can I use a computer? Use my
Of course.
computer use to try and
There's 3 terminals here.
research what's going on out there.
Okay.
I mean, we're plugged into DHS, so
Oh, that's right. We didn't tell everybody because we didn't have sound at the time. So we overheard conversations from the students in the corridor before we went down
That's
to our little bunker.
Good.
And so you're gonna figure out what they were talking about while I talk to control.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find any sort of notes or write-ups or explanations
real
about what's
quick,
happening.
just to look through them. I'm putting on the goggles just to see what they look like.
Do you have a used device?
I don't know.
That's funny.
I have a disabled device. Hold on.
Don't disable this.
I want to
You
break
might
it.
need those.
I do not. I can just make a general intelligence check though, if you want.
Sure.
Okay. I have to roll under my score, right? That's how D20 Modern works. Okay, I did it. 11. So I
Takes you a little bit. You're able to turn it on, and right now, it looks like you're looking through a pair of sunglasses.
So I didn't figure out that it. Okay.
The reason being is that you don't know how to turn everything on or how to activate it.
Of course,
use it.
yeah.
And none of the other units are actually
Do I
turned
see
on
the
or
HUD?
active.
Okay. So I'm like, these are just some weird ski goggles. I'm gonna put it back.
When you first put them up, when you first put it up, you're looking. There's nothing there. Then you kind of feel around and you hit a button and it kind of opens up and it's just looking through a pair of sunglasses.
These are some weird
Things
sunglasses.
are-
I'm gonna put them back.
Do you want to teach him how to use them?
Do I see him fiddling with it?
I mean, I'm pretty obvious. I'm like literally just putting it over
So-
my face.
So, I would suggest that you be careful with those because they're a lot more handy than you think.
Okay.
But you'll need those, so don't leave them behind.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So as you're doing your search, you find on all the local channels how an attempted robbery at the Natural History Museum was thwarted by sheer luck, a stray dog, and some fruit. So as this guy was running out, a stray dog, as he was running out, he got tripped up by a dog, and as he was spinning around, he hit a banana peel on the stairs, fell down, and it's all caught on video too.
What was this? The paramilitary or the wheelchair guy?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take
Oh no, it was the guy with the beret and whatnot. Yeah, he pulls a bozo.
That's funny. So, but the stories that we heard were also that there was an individual in a wheelchair doing like 500 miles an hour who crashed over a
I feel like that was embellished.
who,
For sure.
Yeah. So do the reports that I'm reading from the
called artistic
DHS
license.
mention the missing tablet or the wheelchair guy at
So
all?
the tablet is the attempted theft was of the tablet.
Okay.
But and as he was trying to make his getaway, when he ran into the dog, he dropped the package that had that security swarmed on it and whatnot.
Okay. So it was actually thwarted. Great. I guess even though we heard the conversation, we didn't actually hear the conversation. So
Right.
I can't.
This is all third party,
That's right.
or
Okay.
third hand.
Yep.
Rather.
Cool.
What the hell is this has for poncho? I don't know what that really is. It's a poncho.
It's okay. TV timeout. So
Sorry.
Hazard 4 is a manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
They're a company, and it is a all-weather super poncho that's down into a little thing.
poncho.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the material that it's made out of. They're awesome and amazing and cool.
So
take it.
it's an epic level whoopee.
Oh. I want one now. How much are they?
You have Google when you get home.
Yeah, I will.
now. So no, you don't find anything about Wheelchair Man.
Okay. So can I specifically look
I'm done.
for a dossier on Mr.
VKG.
Panlo of the
That's
Triads
great.
Where are you gonna look?
in the DHS database?
Yeah, you can find stuff on him. He is rumored to be. There are all kinds of rumors about this guy. It's speculation. They don't even have a picture of him.
No picture. That's what I was specifically looking for. Is a freaking picture of him. Okay.
Yeah, there's speculation that he's third or fourth person using his name, probably generational leader of triads west of the Mississippi, all the way out to from say Denver, all the way out to China. Everything from drugs, white slavery. Suspected of selling a lot of information, of stealing and selling a lot of information.
Makes sense. West U.S. Yeah.
Has an alias of David,
Okay.
or I should say, alias of David Panlo.
David Panlo. Mr. Panlo. David Panlo. Got it. Cool.
You weren't supposed to see that.
I mean, I'm not reading the actual report, so I can't use any of that information anyway. I'm like, literally not even taking notes.
Okay, so
For
when
this
you're
anyway.
continuing to dig through the web and whatnot, you were contacting Control.
I'm going to contact Control and let them know. You said your name again was Quinn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quinn,
Control, we have
Quinn Parks.
we have Quinn Park. Okay,
Parks.
Quinn Park's assistant, or Quinn Park's assistant to Jane. When we left the scene, he had her cell phone. Right now, he's looking through some of her equipment. Do you want to talk to him? Do you have any instructions? How are we going to proceed right now?
Like fiddling with her phone.
She had Dr. Alexander had been, or Captain Alexander had been partially activated with
Captain Doctor. Dr.
limited
Captain.
resources for potential recruitment. She had identified Mr. Parks as a potential civilian consultant for some of his specialities. But
Can he hear this?
No.
Is this communication, just two-way communication?
you tell me, did you do this, are you doing this over a speaker or are you doing this over a headset or handset?
I was thinking it was more like just video phone. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's like on, speakerphone, but he may be able to overhear some of it. I don't know.
No, this is definitely not over a video phone.
Okay.
When you go up, like, where you can have it up on a video phone, but there's no picture.
Oh, okay. There would be no reason for me to not have it so that Jack.
So you
could
have it on
hear-
you have it on the speakerphone.
Yeah, and if he's listening, if he wants to listen
All
to
it says
the
up on the big monitor is video signal not available.
Okay, good. So, Control, we have Quinn Parks here. Do you need to talk to him? Is there any kind of briefing that we need to do with him?
We would like to speak with him briefly with you and Jack present, please.
Okay, one moment. Quinn, can you come join us? Jack, can you come join?
Sure.
Hi, Blush.
Mr. Parks, we understand your confusion and, frankly, some level of disbelief. The two gentlemen that you were with are special agents of the Department of Homeland Security, specifically the Secret Service. The doctor with whom you were working with, Dr. Alexander, was actually a captain in the United States Air Force and also part of the JSOC, the Joint Special Operations Command. and tasked to Department of Homeland Security. Also, as a special agent, she was actually the team leader. She had been tasked with finding possible specialists within medical research fields that might be beneficial to DHS as civilian, not necessarily special agents, but as, well, as an agent, yes, but more of a civilian point of view, if that makes sense. Something aside from the military asset and training that typically has. It would provide a different point of view.
And may I ask who I'm speaking with?
No, you may not.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my identity is classified. These two gentlemen know who I am,
Okay.
and you guys remember who it is from your phone call. These two gentlemen know who I am, but until you're fully on board, if you accept the position that I am now offering you, you would be bound by certain non-disclosure agreements. I'm sure, have you ever heard about or rumor about non-disclosure agreements that Central Intelligence Agency operatives and employees are required to sign?
Vaguely.
That's probably a good way to describe those agreements. Ours make theirs look like a walk through the park. You would not be able to disclose anything to anyone at any time for the rest of your natural life of what you do for the Department of Homeland Security. On the other hand, I can offer you this boon. I'll take care of all of your student loans.
And what would this position entail? Like, student loans is great. Risking my life?
Could there be risk to your life? Absolutely. But it would be probably minimal, and acting as a consultant ish to these two gentlemen in the mission that they're being assigned.
He called you a gentleman.
Well, I'd like to read the documents before I sign them.
It's a yes or no.
I don't even get to read this document before I sign it.
If you say yes, you're going to be bound by it.
If you say no, you
At the
don't leave
same
room.
time, you will be exposed to resources and information and technology that you've only dreamed about.
My character actually does get a huge smile on his face at that. I accept.
You hear a thunk, and a drawer actually under the monitor actually slides out, and there's a sheaf of papers about this thick. You can read them now.
I start reading them.
Okay, so he's going to be busy for the next 2.5 days. Oh, by the way, I didn't want you to feel completely left out on getting some bonuses and whatnot, and some extras. So
Thank you.
these are for you.
Thank you.
Those are in addition to what you already built your character.
Ooh. Very cool. And if I already have any of these feats, do I just get the improved version of them?
The step up,
Yeah,
we'll talk.
we'll talk, sure.
We'll talk.
Sounds good. I also don't know what any of the feats mean, so I'm going to have to find a reference sheet for that at some
There
point.
you
Yeah, I had to look them up in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to take one moment and point out the awesome and amazing shirt that Ty's wearing tonight. I kind of really want to play in that world someday.
I know. Well, he has the books now.
Oh, does he? Awesome.
Yeah,
We'll talk about
he
that
sells
later.
them. Yeah, sorry.
So back to our one. I know I have ADD really freaking bad. So as you're reading that, okay, Jack, Kai, here's what's going on. There have been some very odd events, and you're in the same room, so you're probably going to hear some of those.
Yeah, I want to listen in too.
There have been some very odd events going on all around the world, and this is the point of why you're being activated. More of these events are happening in Denver than anywhere else in the world. There have been events that have happened in Australia, China, parts of Russia, Spain, the Amazon, but all of those have been singular. Well, two technically have happened within Russia, but when you consider the size of Russia, one was in Kiev, the other one was outside of Moscow. But when you consider the size of it, there was also an event outside of Berlin. But when you consider all of those being singular or in a couple cases dual or double events, we've had now, just a second, was it 9 or was it 10? We've had 9 events in the United States, and all of them have been in the Denver metro area. These events, we're having a very hard time getting solid descriptions on them. What we were able to start to read signs of them, but we don't know what's causing them. The evidence that we have of them is very much after the event. We have nothing showing the event happening, so some kind of video capturing it. We can predict within maybe a quarter of a mile of where an event's going to happen. As it starts peaking, we can narrow that down more and more. But we need to know, what are these events, what's causing them, and what can we possibly do about them? Questions? Yes, Mr. Parks.
What kind of events are these? Like, seems very...
The best description that we've had of them seems extraordinarily far-fetched. Or I'm not sure I can put any credence in them. The best descriptions that we've had of them are akin to the time travel bubble in Terminator. A large ball of plasmatic energy that consumes pretty much anything it touches. And then it collapses on itself.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, kind of my reaction to it.
Yeah.
However, we can confirm that it is an incredible amount of energy. Anything that it touches is vaporized, and they're definitely spherical. And they get up to the size of about a 10-foot circumference is the largest.
What do physicists say? Best theories?
They don't know. It's a massive energy discharge, but they can't explain where or... We've had theories from aliens to devil worship. So
Good, nice.
we need more information and more concrete data on it.
Do we have any kind of timeline on these events? When was the most recent? Are they occurring on a regular interval? Is there anything that gives us kind of a clue what we're looking for next?
We're still trying to establish a pattern. The things I can tell you is that they are happening more frequently, but we have not been able to determine a specific pattern up until maybe the last 2 or 3 that happened around Denver. There seems to be, and he'll pull up a plot, and they seem to be forming almost a spiral coming in.
Okay.
So now some of it, it's not perfect, it's kind of jagged, and it'll jump around a little bit. So because of that, we're not able to pinpoint a true center of where this spiral may be going. But right now, it looks, our best prediction is someplace in Lodo. That's lower downtown.
Okay.
Good, nice and heavily populated. That's great.
It's not far from here. Is that something that you want us to go check out, or what are we doing?
Sorry, how can we help?
Right now, what you're going to, hold on. Team, we have 2 potential events happening in the next 20 minutes. We're just picking up. Okay. Around the area of the Brown Palace.
Okay.
Brown Palace, and let's see, trying to. We can give you information en route of where the second event may be coming in. We're not able to narrow it down yet. It could be the same event, but the readings are kind of spiking all over the place.
Okay. So that's only about 10 minutes from where we are. Do you want to drive separately or you want to ride with me?
No, let's go together.
Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll take my truck and we'll head out.
Okay, so now that you were going operational, you hear click, 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 click. Mr. Parks, have you signed your agreement yet?
I'm only on the 3rd page.
Your call. Are you guys taking him with you or not?
He seems to have a good mind for this kind of thing. We'll take him along anyway.
I do.
Whether he wants to or not. All right. Kai, I know you don't like it, but you are the ranking agent now.
Oh, crap.
You are now designated team lead.
I'm a warrant
You hear,
officer,
you
not
hear
a real
click,
life
click,
officer.
click, 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 click. Well, until I can get a new one assigned to you, you're just going to have to suck it up, Cupcake.
Great.
Pick your own team designation. What are you going to name the team?
Whoa.
What's your call sign?
Crap.
I don't think that would be acceptable.
No profanity, please.
Mrs. Whitaker takes offense to some language.
Let's call her Team Gamma.
Oh, great.
Gamma is now in play
Who's missing?
and in route. Advise when you're on location and begin your investigation.
Okay.
CNC out.
So,
So did he hang up at this point?
The communication's terminated.
Okay.
Yep.
So I have a gun. I don't know if I'm supposed to like bring anything else with me. And I pull out the gun.
You guys actually do have a pistol range down here, by
Right.
the way.
I would recommend for the moment you holster that, grab your goggles, let's go.
Sure. I put the goggles on.
You don't need to put them on. It's not dark outside.
Okay.
Just take them with us.
Are you going to grab the bump helmet and strap that onto him?
You know,
They
might
can
have-
like just keep him away from the
okay,
windows?
yeah. You don't lick windows, do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not an idiot. I'm just a scientist. goddammit. I don't know. I've never even like seen a gun much. Well,
So-
no, I've seen a gun, but I haven't held one before.
I've heard, see, Jack is a ranger.
Okay.
I've heard they do like to lick windows on occasion.
Why?
It's me.
Taste?
Jackie,
Okay,
Jackie,
TV
window
time out.
licking.
If you bring up crayons right now, I will throw something at you. TV
He's
time
not a
out.
Oh my
Marine.
god, I'm crying.
He's not a Marine.
Okay, so you guys are... You know what this is? A whole bunch of these. Okay, so you guys are heading out, and what vehicle are you taking? His van or your
Taking
truck?
my truck.
Okay, so he's got a pretty cool truck. Think of a F-350 crew cab, but on the back he's got one of those utility things. It's got the cabinets on the outside, and then you can still get into the bed. There's other stuff in there.
It looked like a dog catcher.
And this thing, you're looking at it. Does anybody have any knowledge about mechanics or automotive stuff?
That's it.
I have a lot of knowledge skills, but
Besides him?
Character.
I have technology, streetwise, and business.
Then that would be a no.
Yeah.
Let me
There-
pull
there's
out
our-
my character sheet. I don't think
there's
so.
our truck.
But let me
If you guys want to see it, we'll post a picture of the truck later.
Knowledge. It'd be like knowledge vehicles, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and spoil it. He's converted it to full-time all-wheel drive. It's a big Horkin 7.2 liter diesel engine
I know some of these words.
beast.
I can go over bodies.
Oh,
A lot.
good.
A lot of bodies. Okay, so you get in there, you haul ass down. For myself, I am actually going to be pulling up a map of downtown Denver so that I can kind of guide where you guys are.
Brown Palace. What is that?
I don't know.
The
what
Brown
that is.
Palace?
I laughed because I feel really bad because I feel like somebody might live there. or
It's an
something.
historic hotel at the intersection of Broadway and 17th Street in downtown Denver.
Gotcha.
And this is all taking place at like real locations,
Yeah.
by the way. We
Yeah.
should really reiterate that.
Yep.
That was one of the selling points for me.
Yep. The historic.
This is how he's learning his way around town.
Me too.
All I
I'm
know
pretty
is my
new here
favorite
too.
sushi place and like a couple of cool stores downtown, and that's like it.
And the dispensaries. You know where those are.
Wow.
can
You're not making me out to be the pothead in this group. Just because I'm the young one doesn't mean.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a short route. We're gonna go up. Oh my goodness, we're just gonna run over to Lincoln from here and head north on Lincoln. And can we get a hold of control and maybe get some help with the lights on the traffic lights on this?
Oh, you have full code 3 lights on the truck.
Okay, so we're off.
Wait, like on the were you talking about the traffic lights?
Traffic lights, yeah.
You have your phones. What are you gonna do?
Hey, Jack, would you call control and ask him to flip the traffic lights to
For us?
expedite our travel over there?
Wait, didn't you say that we have those controls in the vehicle?
Okay, so you have like full police lights
Oh yeah, okay.
under the grill and whatnot, so he can start hitting all of that, and people start moving out of the way.
I
What
see.
he's asking you to do is to call control to manipulate the traffic lights.
Gotcha. Yep. I call control, look at the map, start mapping out the lights in front of us, telling them when to hit it so that we'll hit green and go through them.
And they're like, "Really? Can you give me something challenging to do?" The guy that you're talking to sounds like, "So can you really give me something challenging?"
Tell
to
him
do
we're gonna
No,
go.
I liked him better before. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Armitage is not in right now. Sorry.
Tell him we're gonna go the wrong way on 17th Street from Lincoln.
Oh God.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. You're not supposed to go down the 17th Street Mall.
Not the 16th Street Mall. The 17th. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm in San Francisco. I don't know Denver.
Yeah, how do they know where we are? Do they like have satellites on us or something?
There's a tracking device on
tracker.
this truck. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And answer your question,
and
yes, we
phones.
actually specially tasked the satellite to you now. Jack, who is that guy? Who is that bozo? Didn't he know what kind of kung fu I'm wielding? Jeez, look,
Techno food.
my kung fu is strong.
Hey, I love The Matrix too. It's a good movie.
Um,
I said that in character.
as you're doing that, Armitage gets on Jeremy, stop, Gamma. Your secondary detection is at the Crown Plaza. These are odd because they're coming in about 40 to 50 feet above ground.
Still like reading the non-disclosure agreement. Found your way.
Yeah, and basically you would be selling your soul. You're going to get a nice salary, fantastic government benefits. The medical is kind of blows.
This is
So-
America.
So Jack, these spots are about 3 blocks apart.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Crap! I'm in charge now. You take the Brown Palace. I'm gonna take Quinn with me over to the Crown Plaza.
Got it.
Sure, Quinn will go with you to the Crown Plaza.
Trust me, it's worth it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys to see who's going to get to what location. Oh, actually, you're in the same vehicle.
I'm just
You're
gonna
gonna
drop him off. Yeah.
Okay, so
Get a rolling
you've
start.
only got a couple minutes between the two,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go while you're driving. Okay, so you get down to the Brown Palace, and it's a wonderful, amazing hotel. It's a national landmark, I think.
Yeah, it's an historic landmark.
And it's fancy. So, what do you do?
So am I tracking the signal from where the thing is going to be on my phone?
You don't have information of the ability to track the signal yet. What they're guiding you to is that this is at least 50 feet above ground, but it is centered on the Brown Palace.
So above ground, that puts it at like the 3rd floor, right? Or do you mean above the top of the building?
We don't know.
Okay, I'd go to about where 50 feet off would be.
I'm only gonna slow down here. I'm not gonna stop. Get ready to jump.
I gotta roll out.
Roll.
Roll it.
If I get a 1, I'll punch you in the dick.
You gotta catch us first. We're in the truck.
You get a dash in one.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
You both can have action points for
Nice.
that. Oh man,
Nice.
I don't know where to mark this on my character.
just I don't know. Make note. Jesus, what have I done?
So I rolled a 10. I don't know what I'm rolling for. I have to get
Don't
under.
do you have acrobatics?
It's not on the character.
You're a ranger. You ought to have acrobatics.
Yeah, I should.
Let me see if
It's alphabetized, so it should
There's
be.
escape artist, maybe?
It's gonna be of your skills.
Like tumble?
See, I'm
Is
gonna
it-
send you guys like the PDF
Yeah,
I'm
tumble
using.
would help. It's
Yeah,
a
tumble.
dex-based skill.
I'm gonna
Is
send you guys
tumble
the
on
PDF
there?
I'm
Yeah.
using because it's a
Oh,
lot
great.
more like
I didn't take any points
organized,
in
I
it.
think, than
Okay.
the other
It should
guys.
still give you a base on it.
It's not even on here. Okay, so just dex, right? 3 plus dex is 5. Hey, that's under.
All right, I'll give it. I'm
I love
such
this
a
under.
pushover.
I love this under roll though. It's very interesting. It's different from other.
Okay, so yeah, you get out, and with that roll, you get out.
And I romp on the gas and. haul
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
from
There's a
Crown
nice
Plaza.
black diesel cloud that kind of
Yeah.
surrounds you. Yeah, you're a jerk. You know that. Okay, so you get in there and you run up, and you're kind of guessing. Well, you're about the third floor, and you're like, you run around the third floor, and there's like, well, there's nothing happening here unless it's in one of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't hear anything.
I get control on the horn. Can they give me any further guidance?
Satellite task overhead. You may want to go take a look at the roof.
Okay, I head to the roof.
Okay, so by the time you get to the roof, you're pulling up over the crown.
Right.
What do you do?
I block the street with my big ass truck, lights flashing, and we jump out. Okay, let's head in.
Denver police officer screeches. I mean, you come up and you blocking all 3 lanes. Denver police officer gets out. He kicks on you. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? You can't just block the truck."
I pull out my credentials.
I pull out mine too. Really quickly though.
Okay, you have
James.
you have bluff. You better
I
have
don't
bluff.
know.
That's hilarious.
Actually, he's gonna miss it anyways.
Awesome.
And he walks up to you. So who do you think you are? Blah blah blah.
Secret Service.
Yeah, me too.
Stand aside.
What's going on?
Just stand aside.
What can we do anything? Do we need to? What? I gotta call this in.
Divert traffic.
Well, I gotta call this in right quick.
Divert traffic.
Do it and then.
Do you have intimidate?
Actually, I think I do.
It's crazy.
Intimidate or bluff?
Time sensitive information. Divert traffic, then call it in.
I do have intimidate.
Order of operations.
Okay, with him, I'm gonna spouting that off. I'm gonna give you a +1.
Oh, 14.
Oh yeah. He's like, okay.
He's
Or
never
I don't
been a
know,
traffic
never
cop in
been
his life.
No, I've never been a traffic cop in my life. I'm sure
okay.
he knows what the hell he's doing.
Okay,
I
good.
Okay, so while the cop is distracted, I'm
The
going to
car
call
just
control.
careens into a wall.
Any additional information?
Satellite overhead tasking confirmed same as Brown Palace. You're going to want to head to the roof. There was something, it looks like an event is beginning right now on the roof.
Okay, because it's happening right now, and the Crown Palace is about 15 stories tall, it's going to take us a while to get there. I'm going to go to the truck, and I'm going to pull one of my drones and send it up.
Okay, which one are you setting up?
Just one of the micros. I just need enough visual to feed back to our goggles.
Whoa.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm mic'd in too, by the way. I should mention that. It's probably obviously these two are, but I am too. I took the communicator. I marked it. I took the communicator.
Okay, if you've got it written down,
I do.
I trust you.
Okay.
Until I have reason not to trust you. I just wasn't expecting someone to be smart enough to frickin' do that.
I mean, I figured they're gonna drag me along anyway. I might as well have it.
Yeah, that was the correct thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes into the bag, he opens up one of his little things, opens up a drawer, and he takes out this thing, pushes a button, and 4 little arms click out, little blades start spinning on it, and he just launches it up, and it just goes zip.
Okay.
And it's like, well,
Cool drone, bro.
Yeah, it's all about. Have you turned that thing on yet? Your goggles?
I can see through them. See?
So click this button here.
Okay, now what do I see?
you have a little picture-in-picture of the drone going up the side of the building.
This thing's awesome.
Okay, we need to get to the elevator.
Okay.
So we're gonna run inside. Can somebody override the elevators here?
You know how to.
Oh,
yeah, you're
I
right.
have to. Oh, control's not helping us.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're right.
hang on. So I pull out my mobile device and I hit a few things, and I gain control of the elevator.
You would, yeah, you know how
Control
to.
system.
It's not, yeah, it's not done through your phone or, but you know how to
Okay.
manipulate the.
It's a key, right?
Oh, I have the firefighter's key. Okay, I'll override that. That's easy enough to do.
So he goes other cheap. Straight to the top, so you have two more floors to go before you actually get on the roof.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's like an this is an express ride. You're going
This
up.
whole thing has been like an express ride for me. Like,
So the crown is 20 stories
Something like that.
ish. We'll figure it out later. So you get up to the top story that you can get to on the elevator, and then you have 2 more floors.
Right, and I'm
Or 3
watching the
more
feed
flights
from
of
my
stairs that you would have to take on to get to the roof.
right. I'm watching the feed from my drone as well. Where do I see?
We'll be back.
Okay.
So you're beating feet up the stairs, and you get up on the roof. What are you doing?
I'm looking around for the event.
Okay, you've got your typical stuff on the roof. Actually, I'm going to zoom in here so I can give a slightly better.
By the way, those can be sunglasses too.
cool.
Okay, so when you come out
No,
out on the roof,
Push the button over here.
This one?
Yeah,
there's,
or just the tent.
the typical
It's like a dial.
ducts and stuff like that.
Whoa.
And you're walking around and you see the industrial grade on the east side. You see the industrial grade ACs, and you hear
I can't see anything though because it's like.
you hear the distinct sound of electricity arcing.
Sweet. I pull out my phone and start recording, and then start
Okay.
investigating.
And you start going,
Modern
and you
culture.
see a ball of like electricity just growing more and more, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's on the opposite side of the roof from you. You can't actually climb across the roof because it's glass.
Okay.
Okay, but you're over there. You could run around the perimeter, but where you're at, you're able to do this, and you see this ball of electricity just getting bigger and bigger, and it looks like it is legitimately consuming anything it touches.
Yikes. Is
Um,
it bigger than 10 foot in circumference now?
Oh yeah, this is a good 15 plus.
Still on the
Okay.
splash screen. It
Okay.
looks like.
So the
You may have to refresh it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, TV timeout. What's going on? Are we having technical issues
It
again?
looks like we're still on the splash screen.
Sorry, everybody. We're
Unless I'm
learning.
wrong. No, never mind. I'm sorry.
Wait, I had someone text me saying that they were watching us live.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. Technical
I
difficulties
should,
on my end.
I should take away that action point.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Give me a coronary like I'm supposed to do. So, give me. Actually, I want you to give me a spot roll, and you're gonna have to impress me because you're doing this through your phone as you're recording.
Can I see this too through the goggles, through the drone?
No, this is a different building,
Different building. Gotcha.
blocks away.
Yeah, he's over there.
Alright, so
He's at
that's
this building.
15.
Whoa.
He's right here.
Plus, you said spot?
This is cool.
Yeah, that's a glass 18 right there.
4 total, so 19.
Okay, you actually, you're watching this, and you think what was that? There was 5 or 6. You're not sure
Used to work
what
this
it was, and when you
building
look up,
That's cool.
you don't see
right
it.
behind that
Okay.
window there.
My main purpose here, they said they have no video
My
recordings
desk
or
was
anything, so my understanding is my main purpose here is just to
See right here.
to record, to document, and get the information back to control, to the scientists who are studying it.
Okay, so you're just recording? Cool and groovy. Okay, so back to you guys over here at the Crown. What are you guys doing?
We finally made it up to the roof.
Okay, as you were going up the elevator, like when you get to about the second or third floor from the top, you are beginning to see little like sparks shooting off.
Okay. Is it doing anything to the drone?
And
Do I
it's
need to back it off?
getting bigger. and bigger. Now
So
it's about
we'll-
the size maybe a softball.
Okay, so we'll hit record on this thing too.
Now
So
about the
control
size
has
of a basketball.
Okay,
Back up the drone, I would say.
What are you guys doing?
we're
Ding! You're at the top floor.
gonna back the drone off, and actually we're gonna
About
go.
the size of a beach ball now.
Is it here on the top of on the roof?
Okay, so when you guys get up, you guys haul ass and you get up to the top of the roof. And wait a second, I gotta get my map back over here.
Is it floating in midair? Is it affected by gravity? Is it sinking through the floor?
Okay, it started off actually in the air,
Mhm.
about 4 feet off the ground, 5 feet off the ground,
Okay.
and as it's growing, it's just consuming that space. So I'm sorry, give me 1 second while
No
I
worries.
jerk. You found it faster than I did. I can't remember where it is. Okay, so when you get up there on the top of the Crown Plaza, you're coming out of that
The penthouse.
that
Yep.
yeah, kind of the penthouse there, and it is going to be to the northeast.
Okay.
So you come out on the south side and you come around and you are starting to see
It's here.
it's actually starting to collapse. As you're, I'm going to back this up a minute. As you are getting into that exit, that last bit of stairs to go out there, give me a spot roll, both of you. This is going to be, you're again going to have to really impress me because you're looking at something even smaller than what he was. That's what she said.
Wow.
Oh, gross. 6.
21.
Thank you.
You see there, you get two. What the hell is that? Like moving away from the ball.
Really? Like something came out of the ball? Like
Like a shadow.
really? Okay.
So as
Which
as
way
you
is this moving?
Hmm?
Which way is the shadow moving?
Actually almost.
Like more than the northeast?
Okay, if you're looking at, you can pull up the rooftop there.
Right.
It's moving due west, and you are coming out on the southeast side.
Wow. Okay.
So it'd be on the other side of the penthouse building there.
So we can't see behind the penthouse anymore. I like to run back around to see if I can't catch it coming out the other side.
Okay.
I follow him.
Okay, you're running around there. Do you have run or sprint? I'm not going to even worry about that. Don't know why I asked. When you run around there, you can see there's another door and another set of stairs on that side, and that door is kind of bouncing. The lock has been busted.
Like somebody just went through the door.
Like someone just blew that lock and went through that door and down the stairs.
Okay, I'm going to leave my drone recording the event, and I'm going to go down the stairs.
Okay. You can hear footsteps farther below you.
Okay, Quinn, are you still with
Like,
me?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Okay. So we're
There it is.
just hauling ass down the stairs as quick as we can to try and catch it if possible.
okay.
Oh, I get
We'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're videotaping this, it comes up. It gets huge. I mean, it is something like if you and Kai were standing like this, fingertip to fingertip, you would both be able to. This thing was huge.
Wow.
Okay, and then it's just, whoop. I mean, there's like a thunderclap.
Wow.
When it collapses, and it's done. Anything that it touched over there, so it ate into the floor or into the ceiling. It ate, two of the AC units.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gone. The pieces of it are just, and it's completely spherical.
Wow. I end that video. I start uploading it. I start another video as I move to investigate the area around it.
Okay. When you get up there, again, things are smoking, boiling, burning. Off in the distance, you can hear fire trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting closer.
Okay. Was there anything left behind? Can I? Is there any sort of residue?
Got melted tar, you got burning wood, you have melted steel.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Anything left over from that? What was that thing that I saw? Looking around, see if I see anything else up here.
Actually, give me a listen.
let's see. It's 10 plus wisdom, so 12.
No.
Okay. All right. Then I upload that and I contact him. I explain what I saw. Ask if I should head that way.
Yeah, for the tar and whatnot, and the other materials that are on fire, that fire is starting to expand, but there's nothing that you can do anything about it.
Yes.
So Jack gives you a call. That's what he tells you.
So
Big
Jack-
ass 20 foot, 15 foot energy ball exploded. Nothing left besides burnt tar where the spear was.
you've documented what you've seen?
And uploaded it to control.
Okay. Why don't you beat feet our direction? Come down 2 blocks to the southwest and 1 more block to the northwest to the Crown Plaza.
Cool.
We have somebody running down the stairs. I don't know if you'll be able to catch him, but
You hear a and like this something streaks up in front of you. Literally bolts itself into the ceiling, and it looks like it's a cable of some kind dangling right down the.
somebody's rappelling on us.
I want to try cutting it.
Yep.
I have 3 knives.
Okay, what are you're gonna try and cut it?
Yeah.
Okay, your blade is dulled.
Oh.
Crap.
You go up there and you're trying to do this. There's something on the line. You can feel something
I
on
can't
it.
cut it. It's not cutting through.
We're not going to make it to the bottom in time. See if you can catch them coming out of.
It's also about that thick too.
So it would have taken a while anyway.
Yeah, so I sprint and do that.
Okay.
Head that way to try and catch him.
I'm going to have to rely on him to provide whatever assistance he can, but we're going to have to go see what the drone captured, if there's anything on the roof, what happened with our event at this building. So let's go back up and take a look at what happened on the roof.
Okay. Again, so very similar at the roof. Some of the vents and whatnot that were on the roof for the heating and everything are completely just eaten away. Whatever that ball touched ate. There is a small fire from the roofing materials and whatnot that is starting to burn.
Is anything like glass? Like, can I get a sense of how high heat this event was?
You're familiar with an out of game. I don't know what the temperature of plasma is. Presuming that your character would know.
Pretty damn hot, yeah.
The way that this just vaporized everything around it, you're going to guess
Plasma.
it was plasma. Yeah, plasma of some kind.
Cool.
So you guys get down to the bottom. He comes in. You're walking out. Everything seems to be as normal. There is also another fire truck is pulled up outside of here, and they've gone up and they're working on the roof.
Did I come in that ladder world that they were going down where someone was?
No, you came in like the front door.
Gotcha.
As they were coming into the lobby, you came in the front door.
Gotcha.
As you're going down, you're maybe 3rd floor. Probably 4th floor. That grappling hook that went up in the roof detached itself and zipped all the way back down.
Okay. Lovely. So they got away. I'm going to step out and retrieve my drone before it either runs out of battery or attracts undue attention.
It comes back to you, tracks on your phone,
Okay.
and just lands in his hand. Push your little button, all folds up.
I would like to empty my water bottle and try and use it to collect any samples of any of the materials I can.
Are you going to go back to the roof?
I thought we were still up on the roof. I'm sorry.
Okay, you were going down, so you're in the lobby and you're up on the roof?
Can I do that before we leave then? Before I leave the roof? Just
Okay,
like scoop
yeah.
something?
Yeah, you dump it out, and it's what it is. It's going to be, there's pieces of metal, there's pieces, like the pipes and whatnot that you would have on the roof that would provide some kind of ventilation or whatever.
Cool.
Just scraps of that all over the place.
Sure. I'd like to get those samples then.
Okay, so you can kind of take your knife or the file from the multi-tool and scrape some stuff off into your water bottle.
Cool.
So So while he's doing that, I'll upload the video from the drone and transmit that back to control for analysis.
And that is where we're going to wrap it up for this week. So, before we completely kick it out, I want to kind of say thank you to somebody. So, Joey, take the headphones off. Come over here for a minute.
Joey.
Joey is our producer for the show and a friend. And is he in camera? Can you take a look? Is he?
Yes, he is.
Okay, yay!
You
So this
can
is
scoot
the
over a little
infamous
bit if you want
Joey
to get him center frame,
Fourfingers.
though.
He is my.
There you go. All nice and close.
Here, take your medicine. Take your medicine. He also did the graphic design for the Rift logos. He produced the videos and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that you're not just a guy behind the camera. I wanted to give you some mad props too, and thank you very much. So we started the night off with a bunch of thanks, Joey. Nuts, or wait a minute, Flipper.
Bam.
Oh, sorry, I forgot the nuts. We'll do it next time. I didn't want Joey to be, to just be behind the scenes, and he's done a lot of work for me at the last minute. We had a lot of technical issues getting things kicked off. We started a half hour late. We did the first hour with no audio, but the adventure has begun. So thank you for those of you that have tuned in or will be watching at a later time. We will be uploading we're going to do a cut out of the first hour with no audio, but we'll put everything else up on the YouTubes. So thank you again for joining us or watching at a later time. For John, Tyler, Roy, because in Denver, ROY actually spells WA. Go Avs. We'll see you next time. I'm Alan from VKG. Bye.
Bye. We done?
We're clear.
We out?
Yeah, lower left-hand corner.
Lower, yeah.